Hi, let's do a watercolor beginner-friendly tutorial. This is just a fun exercise if you're looking to get into watercolor or you just want a little fun project to do. I used to look these up all the time when I was first getting started with watercolor. I would just look up like exercises or examples of what to do. So it's a really good way to start learning, but also it's fun, even if you know what to do. So here's a little project for you. I'm just getting set up. I almost didn't do a voiceover and just left it as like an ASMR because it sounded so nice when I was setting it up and listened back to it. Just like, it was so peaceful. So maybe one day I'll have to do an ASMR watercolor. That sounds amazing. So anyway, first I have a cup of water, my brushes, they're just like cheap Walmart brushes. And then I have this little palette. It's so cute. They're supposed to be like more muted tones, which I don't usually like, but they actually came out super bright and pretty. I think I got this little palette at Michael's. I got it really just to travel with. I have like my normal colors that I use, but I thought we could use this one today. So the project or exercise we're doing is really just throwing pretty colors down on paper. I'm kind of picturing like some flowers, some blobs. So I'm thinking about flowers as I'm doing it. But it could also be really fun if you just put paint all over the paper. So you want to go in with a really, wet brush and also wet paint. So that's why I sprayed down the paint first. The paper is dry completely, but that's why also I'm really dipping my brush in every chance I get, because the more wet and more water you're using, the more the colors will blend together and kind of move around the page. And I want this to be messy. I want it to be kind of abstract and just fun. So I'm kind of picturing flowers as I go. I thought, the ones at the top, maybe those are, I don't know. The one on the right is like a rose, maybe a daisy at the bottom, the yellow one. So I'm just kind of thinking as I go and picturing what I'm going to do later. The tape around it is really just to hold the paper down, because as it gets wet, it likes to curl up and move. If I'm working on a commission for someone, obviously I make sure it's straight and perfect, but since this is just fun, I just threw the tape down and it is very much crooked. So right now I'm just filling in all of the white spots with color. You can leave white if you want. In watercolor, a lot of times that's what makes it pop. But really, I was like, let's just go for it. Let's try it. Let's see what we can get out of this and how much paint and water and color I can fit on this page. Now you notice in the bottom left-hand corner, it's starting to run and get like a little dark and gloomy, a little muddy looking. So that's fine, but you do want to be aware of that. And even if you do like your first wash of paint, let it dry and then go back in with more, you'll get really, really pretty colors and they'll still blend together perfectly. Just for this exercise specifically, I decided to go all in with it being totally wet. And then you can see here, I am taking the tape off, my crooked tape, and I think that I've waited long enough and that it's dry, but I didn't. So I smeared it a little bit, which made me kind of sad, but since this is just for fun, it's okay. I know some people have those little mini dryers, which maybe I should invest in, but yeah, so I'm gonna take another break and hopefully wait for it to dry. Okay, now that we are completely dry, I'm going to go in with my waterproof pen. It's this Micron. I just did the 01 because it's a smaller piece of paper, so we're going to use a smaller sized tip of the pen. So yeah, I'm just kind of outlining my blobs and trying to find shapes in them. The flower I was thinking of for the top left one is a peony. I don't really know how to draw them, so I'm just kind of winging it. But I'm just kind of doodling and sketching and making it up as I go. So I'm even adding in like some greenery, which I don't really know how to draw either. But the theme here is like just tons of flowers. So really just try and use your imagination. Have fun with it. I could not think of something to put in one area. So I did I started to put something, then I was like, oh, that looks like a snail. So I just made it a snail. And then I did an ice cream cone and, just things like that. Like really doodle and have fun. And the colors just really dried and showed up so beautifully. I forgot how nice that palette is. So I'm excited to use it for more stuff. So the process of adding the flowers took me a lot longer than it should have. So we're going to speed this thing up. Bottom left-hand corner, I've got a little hydrangea, if you'll notice. So yeah, we sped it up. I also have a problem knowing when to stop. I think it is called addiction. But anyhow, there's my snail. You feel free to make yours your own. Have fun with it. I'm going to hopefully be posting a series of watercolor exercises. So let me know if you did this one, if you liked it, how yours turned out. And I can't wait to see it. I hope you fall in love with watercolor the way I have. And here is our end result. I'm just gonna pop a signature on the bottom, and I ended up adding a bumblebee too. See, I just can't stop. But let me know what you think and if you like it.